Choir, they've asked me to speak about perfect love. And I was thinking about it. I don't even know what direction to go. So I thought about this song. Um, Beloved, let us love one another. For love is of God, and anyone that loves is born of God and knoweth God. But he that loveth not, knoweth not God, for God is love. Beloved, let us love one another. First John 4, 7 and 8. In children's church, that was the part we used to all wait for. In children's church back in the day, we just be, it's that last part I want to talk about. Praise God. Yeah, when Sister Beauty, thank you for asking me to do this. Thank you, Pastor, for the opportunity, for the privilege to serve. Recently, I've learned about the Levites in Exodus. They were like servants in the house. So each time I have an opportunity to serve in God's house, I'm excited now because in my mind I know I'm performing a Levitical, a Levitical task, and there's something associated with it. So I don't take it lightly. Thank you so much. Now, Sister Beauty has asked me to read First Corinthians 13, and I'm like, we've read this a lot of time though, so I'm not going to do that. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to read about Hebrews 13. Hebrews 13, 1 and 2. Let brotherly love continue. Be not forgetful to entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unawares. I'm just going to briefly talk about brotherly love. I spoke on on a dimension of that in Teens Church today, so I'm just going to briefly speak about, in the next few minutes, speak about brotherly love. The other word for brotherly love is Philadelphia. We all know agape. We all know the love of God, the unsacrificing love of God. But then there is Philadelphia. There is brotherly love. I've been asked to talk about love so perfect. When you think about a love that is so perfect, the first love that comes to our mind is the love of Christ. Is the love that gives himself. Is the love that saves us. Is the love that chases after us, like a man chases after his wife. That is the perfect love, the love of God. But if we've been called to love in the same way, if we've been called to love like Christ did, what does perfect love look like? What does perfect love look like to you? If you're married, what is perfect love? Is it candlelit dinners? Is it nice walk along the beach? What does perfect love look like? To understand perfect love, we need to understand loving someone that is vulnerable. We need to understand what the people of the world have learned to call love languages. What does perfect love look like as a father, as a mother? Is it providing everything your kid needs? Is it protecting your child? Is it giving them everything they've asked for, even when it might lead to their destruction? As a friend, what does perfect love look like? Is it having something in common? Is it enjoying similar things? Is it making sacrifices for one another? What does perfect love look like as an evangelist? Is it winning souls? Is it discipling others? For us to understand perfect love, we need to understand loving somebody that is vulnerable. We need to understand that people are flawed. We don't make excuses for their flaw, but we need to understand that we've been called to love humans. And we need to understand that how can we give perfect love when in ourselves we're imperfect? This is not to excuse my flaws. This is not to excuse my shortcomings. But then when we talk about perfect love, the week of Valentine, we talk about loving our spouses. We talk about loving our family. We talk about loving our friends. Then I remember brotherly love. Then I remember brotherly love. We all know about the golden rule, love your neighbor as you love yourself. There is actually a platinum rule. A platinum rule. It actually says love others the way they want to be loved. I have realized from my experiences with others that I couldn't love everyone the way I want to be loved. I've realized in marriage that I couldn't love my spouse the way I want to be loved because men understand love as respect. Women, there's no definition to it, it's boundless. So, for me to understand love, I need to understand that I'm loving someone that is vulnerable. So, I just want to say, for everyone that is married here, you need to take time and understand your spouse. You need to understand what they call love languages and what they enjoy. Simple questions like, how do you want to be loved is different. Most times in friendship and relationships, we assume a lot. We tend to love others the way we want to be loved. So I have a friend, and I assume just giving them money is what they want. So I'm never there for them. I never call. But if they needed my pounds and pennies, it's always there. That is not true friendship. That is not a perfect love. It's almost like when we have kids and we give them everything that they require. We give them all the money and everything, but we're never there for them. That is not perfect love. It's almost like we have spouse and I pay the bills, and you think that should be interpreted as love. And that becomes imperfect. So I want us to take time and reflect on our relationship with our friends, our relationship with each other in church. Let us know that one, we are humans, yes. We are vulnerable, yes. We are flawed, yes. But we can still be perfect in our love. Because Christ was. And all it takes is to be attentive, is to figure out this, my friend, how do they want to be loved? There's a story in the Bible where the father was naked and the son would walk backwards so he doesn't see the nakedness of the father. That is a perfect love. When you see your friend's nakedness, are you the first to voice it? Or would you walk backwards to cover their nakedness? That is a perfect love. Let us learn to protect each other, even from themselves, without condescending. Without condescending. Let us learn to love souls the way Christ loves them, without judging. So I'm not talking about 1 Corinthians 13. We all know that. How about the person next to you? Do you know how they want to be loved? How about your family members? Do you know how they want to be loved? If we pay a little attention to what people are saying, then we might be able to love them perfectly. Thank you.